highest point in Minnesota. It was just over 3 miles to get up here, and now we gotta head back down. And you're coming with us. Let's go. What up, my peeps? I'm John Lee. This is Sarah. We currently live and travel out of our Ram Pro Master Camper van, traveling through all 50 United States. Today, we have made it to the top of Minnesota. The highest point is literally right there.
So in this video, we want to take you guys down the coast of Lake Superior. Our first stop was here at the highest point. This is Eagle Mountain in Minnesota. We are in like the far northeast corner of the state. Probably from here we could almost see Canada, but the views are kind of obstructed. There's a lot of really tall pine trees. So there's a beautiful view over there. Yeah, it's only about 2,300 feet, so not super high. But yeah, so we're gonna head down Lake Superior, and but first we gotta get down off this mountain, so let's go.
As far as you can see that way is Lake Superior. Pretty cool. Very hard to see, it's a little hazy, but it's there. This has got to be one of the most picturesque lakes I've ever seen. Awesome.
With the color, it's so beautiful.
We'll just empty this out and I'll put it in here. Oh, I didn't realize you brought the other two.
All right, we are back in our van. That was another very fulfilling hike.
Yes.
It was 3.3 miles to the top and then another 3.3 back, so 6.6 miles today. However, a couple days ago when we went to the Voyageurs National Park, we did a 6-mile hike there, but this one felt a lot easier today than that one.
Even though this one was steeper.
Yeah, very rocky.
Yeah, the other one, just because of how thick of the stuff you had to walk through, it was not a very wore-in trail. So.
Yeah. So if you guys haven't seen that video, We will link it to the end of this one,
Yeah.
and we'll also put it down in the description. So definitely go check that one out. It was very cool. It was one of the most unique hikes John Lee and I have ever done.
That was one of my favorite hikes, so definitely check that out.
Anyway, so this morning, before we got here, we didn't film, but we wanted to tell you guys about how it was, because it was only supposed to take us about an hour and 20 minutes from our campsite last night. It ended up taking us about 3.5
hours.
So, yeah. So we left our camp around 9 a.m. and we didn't get here until like 12:20. So, and basically that was just because the terrain was nuts. There was a road closure to get here to this hike, so we had to like completely reroute, and we knew that before actually driving, but then it was detouring us through all of these like four-wheeler trails, and I feel like that's how you know you're really in the middle of nowhere when there's nowhere else for you to go except on a four-wheeler trail. We always opt for the scenic route when we're driving. Yeah, so we got a little bit of both. But we also got our first taste of Lake Superior. So that was the first time we actually got to see it since being in Minnesota, because we kind of started down in the southern region of the state, and then we kind of made our way up to the middle to get all the way up here, up north. And now we're going more east and south, back toward Duluth, and then eventually into Wisconsin. So yeah, so that was our morning. But then John Lee has a great story for you about last night.
Well, at our campsite last night, it was actually a really cool spot on the lake. We're laying in bed before it got dark, and I look out the back window, and there's a bobcat standing right behind the van. Right behind the van.
We were editing videos, so we were on the computer, you know, looking this way. And then all of a sudden, John Lee looks out the window, and he's like, "Oh my God, there's a bobcat." And I was just like, "What?"
So today we are leaving here and actually heading about an hour and a half up into the very northeast corner of Minnesota, which it's wedged right in between the Canadian border and Lake Superior. There is a national monument there called Grand Portage, and we're going to get our stamp for the National Park book. We might do that tomorrow. There's a campsite right on Lake Superior there that we're trying to get to, thanks to iOverlander. If iOverlander is correct, it seems like a pretty cool spot. We might be able to walk right down to Lake Superior from there. And then we are going to make our way down the coast of Lake Superior. So we're going to bring you along for that. And also, we might stop and get dinner, which we don't do very often.
Date night!
We might do a little date night if we can find a cool place along the lake. So yeah, let's go.
On the road again.
All right, my peeps, we made it to our campsite. Really cool little spot. Pretty quiet, that you can still hear the Highway 61 It's not too far over there. We're in between 61 and Lake Superior. We are actually going to try to wind down for the night. We are both beat from that hike and from driving way more than we should have today through back roads that were just crazy. So on that note, I'm going to go back in. She's making chicken with curry, which sounds delicious. So, but besides that, we're going to wind down for the night and we will see you in the morning.
And this is how we cheat. Yum. It's actually really good. The chicken's nice and soft. Good morning, everybody. It is a gorgeous morning.
Except it's mid-June and it's freezing out.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's that cold, but definitely
it's low 40s. No, it might be 50 by now.
Yeah, it is really chilly.
It got down to 30, 39 last night in June.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure if this is like normal for them. Yeah, it's very chilly, but we're starting our morning here, just walking down this cool trail that'll take us right to Lake Superior. We stayed here overnight. It was just this big clearing that we found on iOverlander. Yes, we needed to.
Lake Superior. I don't know how well you could tell, but this water is like crystal clear. It's got to be, I don't know, 10 feet deep right here. And you can see the bottom perfectly clear. Pretty incredible. So we're actually taking a little hike up to a lookout that overlooks the whole bay here. But I just figured I'd take this chance to give a little history about the place. It is just basically the trading post for the Ojibwe people, the natives, and the Europeans. This is where they would meet basically to do the fur trade. You can get to this point by water from Europe, which is wild. They would actually take the furs from here on canoe through the Great Lakes, through Montreal, where they could get to the ocean, and then it would be put on big ships and taken to Europe. It would be used to make hats and stuff like that.
Which I could sure use right now. It's so cold. I don't know why. It's like sweaters and denim jackets, and I'm still freezing, and my nose is running, and it feels like it's fall.
It does. It's weird.
And it's
mid-June.
Yeah, it kind of sucks.
Well, this is the view from the top here. Very cool.
There's the historical buildings.
Very cool. Yeah, so basically, this place here was the trading post where the Ojibwe Indians and the Europeans would meet. So they would grab the furs from here, canoe 8 weeks through the Great Lakes till they get through Montreal. Then it would get on ships there and head to Europe. Very cool spot.
And if you can see, way out, sometimes it's hard for the camera to pick it up, but that's actually Isle Royale National Park.
Yeah.
And that's technically part of Michigan, but we're gonna see what we can do to get ourselves there.
Stay tuned for that video. So next on this journey, Grand Portage State Park, which is right on the border of Canada. It's right along the river that separates Canada and the US, and supposedly there is a really cool waterfall there. So we're gonna go check that out. There's All right, we are at Grand Portage State Park in Minnesota. We are walking along the river that borders Canada. So right there, Canada. We're not going to Canada, but there's a cool waterfalls right up here that we're gonna try to go to.
And our phones change times. And I don't know if it's because of we're so far east in Minnesota that we slip back into the eastern time zone, or if it's because we're so close to Canada. I'm not really sure.
Made it. How cool. And there's Canada. Canada, US.
that was super cool.
High Falls was the name of it.
Off of the Pigeon River that feeds right into Lake Superior.
Very cool.
Yeah, super
Very
pretty.
cool. I wasn't expecting it to be that big, honestly. It was huge. We have seen Canada before when we went to Maine, but we haven't been this close to Canada before. This is the closest we've been to Canada, and we don't plan on going into it yet. Eventually we will. When we go to Alaska, we're going to head up through Canada, but not yet. Now we're actually going to head down the coast of Lake Superior, do a nice little scenic drive over the next few days. We're not going to do it all in one day.
Essentially, we're making our way into Duluth. That's like the southernmost point of the lake in Minnesota. So that'll probably be our last like big city area before we start heading into Wisconsin.
Yeah, the next state. So yeah, we're going to start heading down, and tonight is date night, so we're going to try to find a cool little restaurant along the lake here. Have some dinner. We don't eat out very often, but we have to treat ourselves every once in a while. You know?
Yeah. And day night means JONLEE'S buying. Woo! We're not sure if we're doing pizza or fish and chips. Like, we kind of felt like fish and chips because you gotta get, like, the fried walleye off of Lake Superior. So, but pizza might be just a little bit cheaper.
Yeah. All right, so let's head on down the coast. Oh yeah, look at this. Cool. Let's walk down the beach a little. Alright, we found this cool little beach.
Chilly though.
It's chilly. On right on Lake Superior. I don't know how well you can see this, but the sand is like, it's like tiny little pebbles. I don't know how to explain it. It is really cool though. It's very soft. That is wild.
Yeah, I can only think that it's just the rocks. This looks like I'm a skeleton. Skeleton.
It's also cool because half the beach is stone, and the other half is sand, and every stone is like the perfect skipping stone. They're all completely smooth. I can't skip in this water.
Give it a try.
I can't.
Ooh.
It's amazing how clear this water is. All right, let's continue down the road. Let's go find dinner.
Alright, so we found an awesome fish and chip spot. So it's basically just whatever the fish of the day is. So we're kind of hoping to try walleye. And yeah, let's go get some fish and chips, y'all. in Lake Superior.
Date night. Always shopping to do.
Do the herring and the walleye, please. I'll do a pickle.
Yeah, pickle for me too.
Anything to drink for you?
Just take a small. Yeah. Okay, great.
Thanks. Pretty good meal.
I'd say, except for the dumpster down there.
So they had a special. We've got the herring and the walleye, which we have never had. So we got one of each. So we're gonna share and see how they taste.
Both supposedly caught
On Lake Superior.
on Lake Superior. Pretty cool little spot.
Look, there's people walking.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, enjoy your food.
Thanks.
Good. Nice and thick.
Mmm. Oh yeah.
I really like this running too because it's like it doesn't overpower the fish.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Then and it's so good.
Another cool spot right along Highway 61. That's Highway 61 up there. Right along Lake Superior. The Temperance River State Park. The Temperance River flows right there into Lake Superior.
Minnesota is packed with awesome state parks. Like, we just driving down Highway 61, we passed like 5.
Yeah.
And they're all awesome.
we made it to our spot for the night.
It's beautiful.
It is an awesome spot.
That's our private island out there.
Yeah, it's literally our back windows are facing Lake Superior.
Apparently you can see a really gorgeous sunrise here, so let's hope it's clear enough in the morning.
But besides that, this is where we're gonna leave you guys. What was your favorite part?
Oh gosh, the high falls was really cool, and seeing the Canadian border again. But I don't know, the highest point hike was awesome, and having date night, it's all just so great. Like, I know that probably sounds like so corny, but it's like I'm living my dream. Like, it's all great. Like, I can't complain about any of it. It's all been really awesome. And so far though, the North Shore of Minnesota has been my favorite part in general. In the state, this is my favorite part.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. There's been some awesome spots here. And I wasn't expecting much of anything from this whole part of Minnesota, but it has definitely exceeded my expectations for sure.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
What's your favorite part?
Well, I would think, I don't know, it's all good. It's all good. But I'm a sucker for waterfalls. I love the high falls. Those were cool.
Yeah, and even the thing we just saw.
Yeah, that
Temperance
cool
River.
little bridge that we just saw on the way down here.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was sweet. Yeah. But honestly, the food was great.
Yeah.
The waterfalls were awesome.
Yeah.
The high point hike was cool. That was actually like the hardest high point hike we've had in any state so far.
Yeah.
But besides that, yeah, I'm gonna say waterfalls. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
now, what
it was all good.
Your favorite
Yes.
part?
Comment below. What was your favorite part of this video?
We want to hear from you guys. What do you like watching? What is your favorite part of this road trip? We want to hear from you.
What more do you want to see?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. What are you just most interested in?
Yeah.
When it comes to a road trip?
Yeah.
Alright guys, we hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give this video a like and consider subscribing to our channel. We would love to see you guys here again. It really helps us out a lot, and we're so glad you're with us. And we hope that you'll stick around. We are only on our 12th state out of 50, so we got a long way to go, and yeah, we can't wait to bring you guys with us. We are having a blast, and we hope you guys enjoy these videos. And we'll see you guys in the next one.
See ya.
Good night.